In universities across the country, lecturers have been going on strike in pursuit of higher pay and to protect their pension schemes, which has inevitably caused lectures to be cancelled. Some have even refused to grade work. We have asked the student body of NEWI what they think of this.
Right, the Lectureres Strikes. They were both held on a Tuesday. I'm doing a BSc in IT and I'm a third year. All of our classes have been compressed into one day. That day is always a Tuesday. So because of the Lectureres Strike and the other strike, we missed 2 Tuesdays in our final year. It's an absolute disgrace. Then when I crossed the picket line to come into college, I had a lecturer wave a placard at me. I told her that I didn't agree with the strike, and I was told, well, the Students' Union is in agreement with the strike fully and all the students are backing us, which I didn't really think was a valid opinion because I did not back the strike.
To be honest, my sympathies are with the lecturers. I think they do an awful job, but they deserve to get paid more than they do. So, good luck to them.
I understand that they're fighting for their reduction in their retirement age. But my thoughts are that everyone else in the private sector has to retire at 65, and they're expecting, because they've had it all the time, that they should retire at 60. And I just don't think, they're in that. They've chosen to do that job. If they don't like it, then they could go and get a job in the private sector where they'd have to work to 65. So I understand what they're trying to do, but everyone else is doing it. It should be one rule for everybody.
I think we should get a refund on the tuition fees, because it's 3 days they've had off now, so it'll be 3 days of our lecture time that we've lost, and project time and things like that. So
yeah, well, being on the Tuesdays, we did have one exam cancelled. Granted, that gave us another 4 weeks of revision, but I felt it was a bit harsh on us as we had 3 assignments due in the week after Easter. The exam was the first Tuesday back after Easter. Yeah, the 4 weeks was helpful, but with coursework to do, it was a bit more pressure on us, which I thought was a bit unfair. The first week, again, I wanted to come in, couldn't gain access to the labs, and I had some work that I wanted to get out of the way as I had other engagements during the week.
Basically, I think that the strikes in the uni are good, because we don't get any days to do work and stuff like that. It does mean less work, so we don't get as many grades or whatever, but it means that we can go to the pub or whatever, get pissed, so that's the good part. But yeah, no lectures means no work, so less grades or whatever. So.
Well, basically I'm not too sure what they're striking about, but I don't mind them being off a couple of days if that's going to get them more money or whatever. They do a good job, and I'm not too fussed about it, really. I'm pretty chilled out. So go Lecturers Strike!
So, on the opinion of lecturers not handing in our marks and stuff, I don't think it's fair on us, because at the end of the day we're paying tuition fees to get an education, and if they're not, marking our work and we can't get our results, and at the end of the day, say if they don't hand in the work and we have to retake something, we don't find out something until say about 2 months down the line. We could find out 2 months earlier and could revise for it. So I think we shouldn't really be dragged into it. Fair enough, I can understand the lecturers are trying to make a point, but still, it's not our fault, you know what I mean? So they should be taking a different approach to it. So I don't think it's fair on the students that they're not handing in the work or not marking it, because at the end of the day, our education is important for us, and they're not giving us a chance to see how well we're doing or how we're progressing.
Yeah, the recent issues with the strike at NEWI here. From my perspective, I think it is important that everybody has their pension rights protected, but I think there are ways that should be managed. There's a lot of pressure on the students, with time issues, etc. And to have even sort of 1 or 2 days withdrawn labour can impact on almost like a week's lecturing for some people. I think the powers that be must investigate other methods. I think there is even possibly a withdrawal label next month, so or even this month. I'm not too sure, but I think it's an ongoing event. So I think Unison had a meeting yesterday, and I don't know what the outcome of that was.
You have heard some of the students' opinions. It is apparent there is a wide range of opinion, and that largely they are against the strike action supported by the student union.